Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room for Monday, April the 29th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Can I get a quick sound check, please? Excellent. All right, well, let's get at it. Yeah, somebody was mentioning the PRPO. So yeah, this is a reverse split, 1 for 15, but what they've done also is put out a little press release this morning to kind of keep the interest up. So that's what a lot of these guys do, but they did it immediately. And usually they do it within a week, just try to juice some interest. But anyway, I wouldn't get too enamored with this one. There was no real details on the press release. So anyway, that's PRPO. INNT is gapped up, but is really pulled back a lot now, 312 back down to 219. So that gapped up on test results. I think they have something to do with NASH, NASH, NASH. This could be a very interesting one today, guys. VNE, Swedish automaker. VNE is gapping down on poor, falling Q1 sales, plus they're going to be raising $500 million. So look, you can see what it's done through this area right here on the weekly chart. So this could be semi-free fall mode. I mean, it's a lifetime low right now. So that's for VNE. Momo, Chinese company, they have been hit a little bit here. I guess an app that the Chinese government didn't like, something to that effect. They've asked them to remove, has been removed. So this is gapping down on that news. So some analysts said it only amounts for about 10% of its sales, but anyway, that is the reason that Momo is down. Gardner Denver, another old school company, GD, I'm sorry, not, I must have, yeah, so I put the wrong symbol up there. It's not GD, it's GDI. They're in merger talks with Ingersoll Rand, IR. Okay, a couple of old school companies. So that's GDI, not GD in the announcement section. ON, gap down on earnings. ARLP, this is gapped up through the 200-day. So there's a 200-day moving average. It's gapping up on earnings. The 200-day moving average is 1947, 1995 right now. Yeah, that's exactly right, Martin. It's sort of a PR. No details. QSR, you're just sort of focusing on some of these little earnings plays right now. QSR, another earnings play, gapping down. Spotify, yeah, man, Spotify. You know, this is last year when these guys went public, sort of direct-to-market financing, bypassing the major banks for their, so it wasn't a typical IPO. And Martin says that, is it Lyft or Slack is going to do the same sort of thing? That's funny, when I looked at Slack, it said, yeah, we filed for the IPO on a Friday, but we may never make a profit. I guess I've got to say that to be completely upfront, but it just looks a little strange. We may never make a profit. SILC, Silica, or Silicom, sorry, Silicom, sorry, SILC is gapping down through the 200-day moving average on an earnings play also. So it's gapped down, big gap down through that 200-day. It sort of was at 38, I think it closed around 38.78 on Friday. So it's gapped down through the 200-day. LXRX gap down, oh sorry, gap up on European approval of their, I guess, a drug they've got. And yes, BAC is the trade of the week. I guess in theory it's live at 30.39. Very, very few gappers this morning. Just looking at my gap up and gap down list, normally it's pretty full right now, but it is Monday morning. But we will have a very active week this week with over 1,000 companies releasing earnings. So very active week. Here's one that a couple I missed. Sohu's S-O-H-O. Sorry, it's S-O-H-U. Gapping up on earnings also. And CYOU, CU. There's a couple of Chinese companies gap up through the 200-day moving average, 1653. So this is gapped up through the 200-day moving average on earnings. All right, let me just quickly look to see what sort of upgrades and downgrades we have this morning. Yeah, quite a few more downgrades than upgrades. See, Target has an upgrade. All right, there are some of the upgrades. Get the downgrades in now. A few more to go. All right, there are some of the upgrades and downgrades as brought to you by briefing.com this morning. That's an understatement, Jason, yes. Broke all sorts of records. Something like over a billion worldwide, 350 million this weekend. Yeah, 350 million, yeah. So good to see my memory is still pretty good. I just sort of glanced at these headlines this morning. Well, guys, I hate to mention this one, but MBRX is starting to stir a little bit here. You got all the excitement of this one last week. They did the financing, crushed the stock. Everybody's waiting, I think it was Wednesday afternoon, had a conference call, very muted reaction to their conference call, but starting to move a little bit here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So the first ones, I made a mistake. So the first ones are the upgrades. Let me just do that again. Sorry about that. Uh, just make a change here. So there you go. Sorry about that. Put them both as downgrades. The first, so that second one is the the upgrades now. Okay. And again, remember next week the test drive starts. So you can sign up for the test drive right there for $8.99. You'll get 5 full days of trade ideas, our premium service. That's next Monday it starts. Checking some of these late arrivals here, see if there's any volume in some of these that I haven't talked about. Oxy's got some volume. Oh, okay, that's right. And Darko to resume talks with, okay, so we got a little bit of a bidding war going here. I actually don't have that as part of an earnings play for INNT. It may be, but we don't have it listed as earnings. We have it 12 days from now. Basically, it's just up on their test results. It's a NASH, one of those NASH drugs, NASH drugs. But I don't have, wait a minute now, okay. No, I don't have it as an earnings play at all. Though it does say earnings call is scheduled for, yeah, it does say today at 4 o'clock Eastern. So after hours today. So, but it says an earnings call after hours today. So it's not quite an earnings play right now. Yeah, and it won't matter. You know, I mean, this is these little bios. It's not about earnings. It's about the future. Well, man, oh man, yeah, Disney. Ever since, in fact, they have earnings 7 days from now. Should be interesting. Ever since they announced their streaming service, they have just been on a tear. I think this is the day they announced their streaming service right there. Everybody knew it was coming, but I mean, that was the announcement of it. So that was on the 12th of April. Well, all I can do is, again, it doesn't really matter about earnings or INNT at all, okay? But I'm just looking here. This is what I have from IB. I may be wrong, but scheduled at 4 o'clock, right in market close. Now, I wouldn't get too excited about this one. Okay, well, they're trying to expand on this news now. I'm looking at it right now. Healthcare management groups are serving several major hospitals based in Egypt, Cairo. Okay, give me 1 minute, okay, guys? I'll be right back in 1 minute. All right, guys, I'm back. So definitely keep an eye on this VNE. Bit of a double whammy here, guys. First of all, it's a lifetime low right now. Falling Q1 sales reported, and also they're going to be trying to raise $500 million. So the lifetime low, you can see what it's done. It's just basically broken down through that weekly. I don't think much. It's a reverse split today. I mean, listen, anything can happen. It's a reverse split, 1 for 15, so it'll have less than 2 million in the float. And they've got a little press release today. So, I mean, it'll be active, but, you know, it would have to really set up well for me to even take a look at it. But, you know, it's already pulled back a lot, 820 down to, and it pulled back all the way down to 573. So, and again, plus the 500 million financing that they're going to try to do. And that's, I'm talking about VNE. See if anything else is sneaking in here. So little one, APDN is sneaking in here. Again, you know, this is tough. 86 cents back down to 67. Big. I mean, on a percentage basis, that's big, obviously. Plus, probably a lot of resistance to get through that $1 area. A lot of volume in that MBRX, man. 1.2 million shares. Morning, Real. Definitely keep an eye on that VNE. You know, I don't like to take them right off the bat. What's the spread like? Actually, tremendous spread, only a 2-cent spread. Do I break my rules today? Now GDI, you probably know real, but it's a merger with IR. Well, my leaning for VNE is a short. I mean, it's, you know, too bad. Excuse me. It's, first of all, I mean, it's at a lifetime low, so there's nothing to support it. They released Q1 sales falling, and they've announced that they're trying to do a financing. So sort of a double whammy on bad news. Oh, you're right. Son of a... You're absolutely right. Well, how about that? No shorts for me. It is merger talks, yeah. Forming a new company with IR. So I don't know how, you know, I don't know how that'll be affected once the market opens, but yeah, that's too bad, the VNE. One moment, please. Okay, I don't, well, maybe on a locate. I don't see that 2,000 shorts right now. It just says, you know, will it be available if shares can be located. All right, let me get rid of these and bring up my gap. See, there are very few gappers this morning, which is probably typical of a Monday morning. Yeah, but at what price? Yeah, pins continues its march higher here. Okay, guys, we are less than a minute before the market is going to open. Let's have a great start to this trading week. It'd be very interesting how this VNE really opens. I mean, it's already, that's a huge gap down already, of course, almost 19%. All right, we are now open. As usual, I'll probably sit out the first 15 just to let things settle down a little bit. Actually, boy, ON Big recovery, guys. Look at this. This I actually had this as a gap down on earnings. Now this is where I saw it. Look at the recovery for ON on earnings. And look at the level it's at. It takes out this. It's got a little bit of resistance still around 24. Look at all these topping tails on the weekly chart. Momo, again on that news, what is it? Tan, I think that's the app. And something or other. Tan mobile app being removed from a lot of the stores. One moment, please. There we go. Almost lost you guys. Well, GDI is obviously active here. There's hardly any volume in the pre-market, and it's definitely active now. What's IR doing? That's the company that they're looking to create the merger with, IR. Sohu continues here, guys. Another gap up. Gap up on earnings for Sohu. Boy, look at this IPO from back here, early March. Now it's at an all-time high. Suave, SWAV. Wow. And we've got some interesting ones this week, some interesting IPOs this week. Yeah, so I'd be forgetting about the PRPO. There's IQ on the move also, IQ. All right, so if you have the trade of the week, subscribe to it. You know that this triggered at 30.39, so right now, of course, lots of volume probably. Yeah, lots of volume. Obviously a good spread. So I have some of these China stocks seem to be moving here. BZUN. And Sohu, of course, and CYOU. As opposed to Momo. Okay, 10X popping into the low floaters on the move. Okay, so LXRX is, I guess they released after hours on Friday. So gapping up on European approval of their drug. Aha, yes, no kidding, Julian. You can see right there, 75.50 is the 200-day HSIC. What's the high right there? 63.77. So and yesterday, or not yesterday, but last week, the high was 64.75. So it's not far away from the high. Yeah, stick an alert just over the whole number and see if it runs from there. Nice find. Look at CYOU, guys. Wow, I think it was 17 when I first, yeah, right around here. But again, we get lots of whip in the first 15. Mayim is on a bit of a rip mode here. I don't see any specific reason for it. Where are you located? Oh, it's a UK stock, okay. Well, here's one that gave it up, ARLP. That had gapped up through the 200-day, oops, ARLP. That had gapped up through the 200-day moving average, 1947. Still is a little bit above it. It's an earnings play. Okay, I think this is an earnings, let me see. Oh, right. I saw this, multiple, quote unquote, indications of interest to be bought. And that's for ROAN, ROAN. And guys, look at the ATHE gapping here right now, ATHE. Hit the low floaters on the move, hit the gap up. Too bad. I didn't see it at 199. Too bad. Boy, hit 255 probably very quickly. What's the spread like? Yeah, 14-cent spread. Pretty tough right now. Just did this on Friday. You know, look how erratic it was on Friday also for pins. And it got up all the way up there right off the bat, moved down. So, you know, it's very erratic right now. You guys are talking about Hexo, Canadian cannabis play. Wow, Roan, look at this. What's the float like? 36 million in the float. Now look at this. I mean, look at Suave. I mean, again, looks great, but look how in the first 15 minutes, how whippy it can get. You can take some of these right off the bat. I don't think you can't take very many shares, in my opinion. Nobody wants Lyft, Lyft. Easy come, easy go. I mean, look at this, guys. ATHE hits 256, goes all the way back to 188. Not for the faint of heart. It could be interesting. This one tomorrow, well, they release earnings after hours tomorrow, but AMD ahead of that is starting to fall a little bit here. Yeah, actually, so look at the pop for VNE, actually. I'm glad I didn't put in, I know somebody was saying should just put in an order, see if you get filled on the short, but I wouldn't do it in the first 15 anyway, but yeah, nice start to the trade of the week. So if you took it, you know, you're already, this is the area right there. If I can get through on the weekly, it looks great on the daily, of course, but you gotta get through this on the weekly. That is, let's see, that is less than a year ago, August of last year, this area here. Well, as you know, Waleed, the trade of the weeks are always designed for longer term holds. How a person trades them is completely up to that person, of course, but they're always designed for longer term holds. So this is the news on Roan, guys. Unsolicited indicators of interest, forms transaction committee, etc., etc. Considering all potential merger and acquisition opportunities. That's the news for Roan. Look at Mattel. Yeah, somebody mentioned Mattel. I saw this one. Salt is an earnings play, actually, isn't it? Yeah, it has room. I thought I read somewhere where Amazon is trying to get into this sector. I mean, I know they're sort of in it, but more aggressively. Freight transportation. Salt's not bad. I mean, 506, 509 on the bid ask. Breaking, so it took out the pre-market high right there, $5. Probably, actually, it's not a super low float. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, the VNE, I mean, my bias certainly was on the short side. Had there been shorts available, you know, it better bounce certainly in the first 15 anyway. We'll see what happens later on, but again, there may not be shorts available for me anyway. Wow, JMIA is still running here. Ah, they're available now. Yeah, 3,000 shares now for VNE. So I guess people are covered. That's why that's the pop. Look how whippy this ON was right off the bat. I mean, hard to trade right off the bat anyway. You know, it was down, popped way up here, was positive. Now it's negative again, ON. Okay, I'm just looking at a couple of things in my on my thumbnail charts just to see if there's anything interesting happening right now. My thumbnails. Mattel continues. All right, guys, I was able to get some of this salt at 512, and certainly don't want to see it go down below 5. See if it keeps moving up from there. Just a second here, forgot to take the caps off. Off. All right, if you have Holly, you see that we've got 949, Holly 2.0. Well, it's an earnings play though, so. And it's also not dries. There's a little bit of room on the where's the 200-day? 579, far enough away. But I won't be afraid to just scalp it out also. Boy, Sohu guys on the run here. Having said that, where did I get some out at? I was able to get some out at 525 for the salt. I don't trust these that much, so. All right. Yeah, I remember your alert, Martin, about JMIA. Checking some of these. All right, so yeah, we've got 15 minutes in the books now, so yeah, I don't know about that short yet on VNE. See if there are more people covering. Yeah, it doesn't, not that much of it. Still about 3.7 million, sorry, 7,000 shorts available at VNE. So there's been some modest covering. All right, let's see what else is happening here. There's a tiger. Okay, look, I mean, look at what did it get down to? 1604, basically $1 pop. If you remember, look at the move it had Friday, starting at 2:30. Look at the move it had, all the way from about 1510 all the way up to 1740, about 1750. All right, so Momo is trying to bounce. So I'm just going to stick an alert here, the high of the pre-market for Momo. See if it takes that out. What's the spread like? Yeah, not bad, a couple of pennies, so that's not bad. Now this is the one watching for the last little while here. If it could ever really break out, ACHV. See, it's just triggering the low floaters on the move. All right, guys. Well, okay, Momo just took out the high of the pre-market. No, the market, what's the market doing? Just basically kind of flat here. It's up, of course, but it's flat to start. Wow, CYOU, that was really no pullback. No, I shouldn't say that. No, I shouldn't say that. Look at the 5. I mean, look at that bottoming tail. Remember, that means the sellers drove it all the way down here. It's popped $1.20 from there, but just waiting to see if salt can break out a little bit more. Didn't check that. Let's see, 35.68. Yeah, you're right. Some 35.68 anyway, yes. But a little less than $1 away. A couple of nice earnings plays. A little choppy though in the fives for Sohu and CYOU, CU. A couple of China stocks. Wow, look at Tiger. I mean, 16, 17, 20 now. What did it get on Friday? I think it got, is that after hours or in the last 15? 345. So this is the last 15 minutes. It actually got up to 1745. See if it takes that out and continues to run. TIGR. Okay, guys, I'm all out of the salt. Just a quick one. Nothing too fantastic. Yeah, it just did, didn't it? Right there. I had an alert set for 293.94. So it just pulled back 10 cents underneath. CYOU looks like it's going to check, well, only a dime away, so from 20, as it was, 1990, got up to 1994, I think. What's the resistance like right about there? So there's the next area on the daily, 2069. It still has some room. The 200-day is far enough away. Okay, so if you are looking at the Holly 2.0 at 950, you can see that it's got some little bit of room, but not a ton of room. And that's the 950 Holly 2.0. Actually, Holly 2.0 is the only one triggering anything right now. So it's not, I mean, I see what you're saying. 18-cent spread. Well, yeah, it goes probably from 18 to 25 on a $53 stock. So it's a little bit challenging. What I'd be doing if you had IB, I'd be trying, if you were looking at it, I'd be trying to hit the middle. Just see. Well, I may have exited my salt a little too soon. We'll see. See if it takes out. Let's see, 529 looks like the high for salt. I mean, it did hit 60, yeah, 36 in the pre-market for GDI. It was very, very little volume, okay? Yeah, okay, so I was a little bit jumpy on the salt, but if you're still in this one, it looks decent to continue. Checking some of these low floaters on the move, see if there's been any movement, anything yet. One moment, please. IGT on the move here. And this one has a lot of room. A lot of room. IGT has a lot of room. Any specific reason? Just trying to see if there's any. What's the spread like? Great spread, penny spread for IGT. Great volume so far, 500,000, 2.3 times normal. Big float, so it may not be, maybe kind of more of a stress-free type of a trade. See if any sort of a little pullback, maybe IGT. Yeah, I mean, look at the daily, look at the weekly. 200-day is way up here, so that's not an issue. All right, let's take a look at some of these earnings plays. ONARLP. Now that's starting to give it up a lot more now. There's maybe some support though, a little on the 1940 from Friday. Yeah, interesting. SWAV is not shortable for me at Interactive Brokers. Not that I'm looking to short it. I would just check to see if the shorts are available, but not available. I wish this ARLP is interesting to me. The only problem I have is with this, maybe some resistance right around here in the 15-minute chart from Friday. I mean, it may be nothing. Also, 1946 is a 200-day, so that's another issue. All right, guys. If you're new to the room, I'll be doing a more general announcement at 10:30, but if you are new to the room, or you're one of these people who have always asked us for, do you have free trials? We don't have free trials, but I guess this is the next best thing to it. The test drive will start next May the 6th, on May the 6th, which is Monday. It'll give you 5 full trading days of Trade Ideas, our premium service, okay? Just as if you were a premium subscriber. It'll cost you $8.99 for the 5 full trading days. You can sign up for the test drive right here using that link. Remember, this is pre-registration. You'll have no data until live data anyway, until Monday. Typically what happens is about an hour after the market closes on Friday is that we will, your account will become active, so you can use this over the weekend. Take a look at how to create alerts and top list windows, and you can do scanning, all that. So, and then of course the data will be coming in live Monday morning. We start getting our data at 7 in the morning Eastern time. So again, the test drive starts May the 6th, next Monday, for 5 full trading days with our premium service. Also an opportunity for those of you with our standard service. If you'd like to test the premium service for 5 days, you can do so. Again, it'll be the $8.99. And once the test drive is over, don't worry, we don't push you into a subscription. When the test drive is over, you don't have to do anything. It automatically ends. Of course, if you want to take out a subscription, I'm sure there'll be a pretty decent promo code for you. And if you're a standard subscriber and you do it, once it's over, you'll just go back to being a standard subscriber, unless, of course, you want to upgrade to premium. TWST is how much volume? Yeah, the volume is pretty light still. What's the spread like? 70. Yeah, it's a tough spread. Now that's a tough spread. 71.08. That's a pretty tough spread to commit to. But this has a lot of room. It can fall, guys. A lot of room. Look at that on the weekly. Now the daily may have some support around 28. It's too bad. The spread is a little bit tough on this TWST. Very tough now. 1750, 2817, 2850. But yeah, it has shorts now. Yes. Are they increasing? Wow, only 1,000 left, guys. 2940. Oops, that's a twist. Yeah, testing the VWAP, as Real is saying, 2255 is the VWAP for VNE, and it's at 2276, so it's actually kind of popping a little bit. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's easy to borrow. Sort of fascinating to watch the how many people are starting to cover now. I mean, not many. I'm just looking, and I can tell from IB anyway. I can tell just the fluctuation of how many shorts are available. It's kind of hanging around that 2270. I may put a, maybe late though, but I'll put an alert around that. Let's see, around 2256. That'll be the VWAP. Well, it depends what it does. I mean, my bias has always been short on that one. The double whammy of the news that hit this morning. But it's got to test that VWAP first. Man, another strong IPO from early April. PD, all-time highs now for PD. What an IPO market this is. So all I've done today so far is salt. This might be a hard one to look at later on in the day. TWST, yeah, the spread's tightening up a little bit. Coming into maybe there's the support area, maybe to around that. Well, it's hard to tell. 2750 to 28. Okay, I have my alert set for Tiger, the high of Friday. See if it breaks through that. Okay, looking at some of these earnings plays. My namesake, BE. Let's see, what are you doing? What are these strong sectors right now? I have to zoom out a little bit on this one to get me an idea of what the SPY is doing. Just kind of not doing too much. I mean, have the nice pop. Yeah, keep an eye on the Zixi maybe. Yeah, Zixi, what's the float like? 52 million, so not super low, but Zixi on the move here. Earnings 3 days from now. Good spread. Let's see if it just bases a little bit here. Because look at the room it's got, 888. watch this one. See if it, okay, so I'm going to stick an alert maybe around 8:10. Get away from that whole number. Maybe some support around that 3240 area, real, maybe. One moment, please. Well, again, pins at it again. Choppy, 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 but still moving on. So that all-time high, I guess, is 3105 right now for pins. All right, guys, so if you have Holly, the 1001 Holly 2.0, not bad. If it can continue, which it did, look like it did on Friday. Yeah, well, early it did. And then it pulled all the way back. Look what it did, 1010 all the way up to 1182 for Zine. Pulled back. Yeah, boy, it took out that high. Take your pick, JMIA or pins. I'm still holding out about Tiger. See if it can take this out. See if it can do any, like it did on Friday. Look at what it did Friday afternoon. Yeah, I'm not in. I mean, listen. I don't know if you're in this one or just hoping it goes up, but to me, this is dead. MBRX. You got a lot of volume, but it's just kind of dead, just popping up and chopping up and down. I think there's going to have to be some significant news to get this one moving. Okay, so by the way, welcome to the room, Che Chai. Are you a Trade Idea subscriber? Okay, so are you talking about these charts or are you talking about the windows? You talking about the stock charts or are you talking about the windows here? Oh, okay. It's 10:21. Okay, normally I wait till about 10:30. That's okay. If you can see this room drive, looks like a half-open folder, probably beside my name. Somebody said it's beside, excuse me, beside my name. If If you click on that, you will see I've got something called scans that I share. Just click on the download and you'll see everything that I'm sharing, all right? Not only the ones you see on the monitor that I'm sharing with you guys, but I have 2 other monitors with other scans on them. So you can just click on that and you'll see all the links there, all right? And hopefully they're intuitively named so that you can figure out what I'm looking for in all of them. All right, guys, I'm going to keep an eye on this CADE. It may not be too dynamic, but you can see that if it can take out 20, it's an earnings play. If it can take out 2240, this has, and the 200 day is 2237. So if it can take out the 200 day, clear this area, look at the potential void fill, and that is for CADE, commercial banking. It's an earnings play. So all I've done, I've just stuck the alert there and see if it takes it out. This is probably, was this the pre-market? Yeah, this is the pre-market action. Probably was no volume on this really, but set it and forget it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All right, B continues its run here. What do we got here? 1656. What is energy doing? So we're just going to check some of the sectors here. So there's OIH. Mildly positive, but the energy sector is not one of the top sectors anyway. So B is kind of trading on its own. Yeah, well, I can talk about it now. The Holly alert at 11:55 for Zine, and there is the high. Yeah, as Real says, takes out 12, could still have a nice run in it. Let me back out the weekly a little bit more to see what sort of resistance there is. Yeah, maybe that may not be too bad. It's now, yeah, it's just a little bit above the high on Friday, or the high last week, which may be the high on Friday. In fact, it is the high on Friday. Yes, the high on Friday was 1181, so it's right at the high of Friday now. And interestingly, it is actually triggered in 2 different Holly strategies. One, the strong stock pulling back, and also the float. So yeah, it's a low float situation. Yeah, this one has a little bit of room, guys. This PS. Take a look at it on the weekly chart. Yeah, weekly chart. It has some resistance around that 36.5 area. So this has some room. Let's see if I can take out 35, and that's the PS. You can't keep them all, Martin. Or maybe you can, I don't know. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stick an alert just over 35. 3507 looks like that is actually the high. Or 35, so 35 is basically the high for PS. So I'm just going to stick an alert there, just a little bit above it, see if it can clear that 35. Has a little bit of room. So over the VWAP now. Yeah, Roan is, okay, well, a little bit of a spread issue with PS, but let me see here. Let's see if I get the bid over 35. Get that bid over 35 for PS again. It was a mini tease. Wow, look at CYOU. So not very many earnings plays. Well, I shouldn't say that. There weren't a ton of them pre-market, but of course we're starting to see them now. I'm sorry, that's not earnings right here. I was talking about the CADE. Here's the 200-day moving average. See if it takes that out and gets up to this area. I mean, there's lots and lots of room for CADE, C-A-D-E. So INNT, just a big bust so far. You never know, though. Later on, interest may come back. But, you know, that hit a high of, what, 310 in the pre-market, down to $2 now. I mean, that's a big, big pullback. Oh, how can it be 10:30 already? Man. All right, let me this PS up here, see if it can get back over 35. All right, everybody. Speaking of PayPal, I guess what do they invest 500 million in Uber? I got a $500 million stake in Uber, which anybody know, is there a definitive date yet for Uber when they go public? Okay. All right, well, PS is just taking its time, see if it gets through 35, so I'm just going to forget about it right now. No, JMIA, my goodness. Okay. So, first of all, if you're new to the room today, welcome. This is the format of the room every day. This is a free room. This is not unique today. This is a free room. And I open the room every morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I start to share my screen, get live on the mic at about 9:05, and I go up to 3:30 Mondays to Thursdays and up to 3 o'clock on Friday. Now, I just again want to bring your attention to the test drive that starts next Monday. It'll run for 5 trading days. So what does a test drive mean? It means that you can have access to our premium service just as if you were a premium subscriber, and it'll cost you $8.99 for 5 full trading days. It will start again on Monday. So if you sign up right now, basically what you're doing is you're pre-registering. So please do not inundate our poor support people saying, how come I don't have data yet? You will not have live data until next Monday. We start getting data at 7 in the morning Eastern Time. However, at about an hour after the market closes on Friday, you will actually have access to the program so you can play around with it all weekend. Maybe get a little bit used to how to create alerts and top list windows. You can do scanning. You know, market's not open, but I mean, a lot of work can be done over the weekend also, just by looking for possible setups. All right, so that'll be about an hour after the market closes on Friday. So that is the test drive, and there's the link right there. Subscriptions to Trade Ideas. You can't wait. You want to take out a subscription right now? Click on the subscription link. There's the promo code, Barry for Alpha, instant 15% savings off the first month only, or the full year of Trade Ideas. You know, let me just show you how much Trade Ideas costs. Oh, and I also should mention on that test drive, if you're a standard subscriber and you've been wanting maybe to try our premium service out, you can do so also. It won't affect any of the scans you've got. And you can try us out for $8.99 for those 5 trading days. This is how much Trade Ideas will cost. So our standard yearly plan is $10.68 a year minus that 15% discount. Our premium is $22.68 a year minus that 15% discount. The big difference, of course, is Holly. Just 1 second, please. Just 1 moment, please. I might be taking a short. VNE is now testing that VWAP again. VNE is watching it right here. All right, $22.68 a year for our premium service, and the big difference, of course, is Holly. I'll go over Holly in a little bit here. If you are unsure, do not hop into a yearly plan. You can always try us out, standard, monthly, or of course you can try us out on the test drive. But if you want to start right away, you can take out a standard monthly, $118 a month minus that 15%. The discount's only good for the first month. Premium monthly, $228 minus the 15%, again, only good for the first month. If you do take out a subscription today, which is April 29th, if by May the 28th, in other words, within 30 days, you decide you want to upgrade, say from standard to premium, or from monthly to yearly, you can do so, and we'll honor the promo code. Just 1 moment, please. So let's talk a little bit about Brokerage Plus. Brokerage Plus, it's a lifetime license, $1,100 minus 15%. The lifetime license means exactly that. Even if you unsubscribe from Trade Ideas and then you come back, resubscribe, Brokerage Plus is still waiting there for you. So it's a one-time license fee, $1,100 minus the 15%. And this is what it is. One second. So Brokerage Plus is, in essence, right now, in order to use it, you need Interactive Brokers as your brokerage platform. You need our premium service. So this would basically replace the way in which you use order entry in Interactive Brokers right now. It's a cleaner look. On the simplest side of it, you just click on an alert. It'll, of course, the symbol will show up here. Pick how many shares you want. You'll see the bid and the ask. Click and you basically trade, and it'll show up in this window. We have some hotkeys that we've for you. Flatten is getting out of a position. You can pick how many you want at one time, or of course just one at a time. You can get out of half your position. You can double your position. You can reverse, go from long to short, or from short to long. Just be completely aware of what the spread is. Second, you click on an alert. You say, yeah, I want to trade that. So ahead of time, you can set up your own buying and shorting parameters. You just click how you want to trade it. Of course, it'll populate the window. Next, very few of our customers do this, but if you have a strategy you like to back test using our back tester, and you get the results and you're very, very confident that every time a symbol would show up that you want to auto trade it, you can do so. Basically, you just set the rule in the alert window how you want to auto trade it. In other words, you know, you would pick, you wouldn't have all of these. You would pick the one way in which you want to auto trade, and it would just literally auto trade it. So the symbol shows up, pops into the window. Not many of our customers do that. I'm not even going to go over auto trading Holly, to be honest, because you know, I don't think I would not recommend it. If you want to auto trade on the entries, that's one way, and then manage the exits. So that is Brokerage Plus. Now look at Salt, guys. Interesting. All right, let me keep going. So again, if you go into the Room Drive, the half-open folder, I'm going to click on the Trade Ideas links, download. No. All right. So we've already gone over the subscriptions. I click on this link right there to meet what Holly is all about and the strategy description. So what is selling strength? What is it looking for? What is quarterback looking for? You click on that and you'll find out what they're all looking for. These are the ones that made the cut today because they had the proper profit factor and win percentage combination. They don't all, we have about 50 strategies that start an optimization procedure once the market closes. And once that routine is over, we will be presented with the ones that made the cut for tomorrow. Training, if you're new to Trade Ideas, hardly recommend you sign up for the training. It's all free, Monday to Thursday at noon Eastern. Monday is a beginner's course, and they get progressively harder as the week goes on. Webinars, Monday to Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern time. They're all archived. Trade Ideas TI Pro, should probably get rid of this. I don't think we offer betas anymore. So anyway, the latest version of Trade Ideas, if you don't know what you have, click on Help and About. Second here, click on Help and About. I have a development version. The latest version is 4.2.74. You should have that one, especially if you want weekly and monthly charts. And if you have Holly, you can see one is triggered already. If the stock hits a stop, so Fetch got stopped out, all right? This was a short, got stopped out. There's a re-entry that gets triggered. If the re-entry does get triggered, then you'll get a second chance perhaps to get into the trade, and you need version 4.2.74 for that. Do a demo of Trade Ideas. You can click on that link there, take out a demo of Trade Ideas. I do a daily video between 1:50 and 1:45 every day. I've gone over Brokerage Plus. Trade of the week is sent to you before the market opens every Monday morning. This week's trade of the week was or is BAC. These are not, look, you can trade it the way you want to, any of them, but these are meant to be longer term holds. And I see that the trade of the week triggered at 30.39. So this is, you know, this was a nice move off that trigger, 30.39. I'm not going to even go over this anymore because I don't know when it's going to happen, but we're getting rid of the concept of having 3 hollies. We'll just basically have 1 holly again. All right, so I'm not going to go over this anymore. And then, you know, if you are looking to auto trade holly, then please watch this video. You know, a lot of you still think you want to auto trade it. That's fine, but please watch this webinar that was done by Brad and Dan, co-founders of Trade Ideas, basically managing your expectations of auto trading holly. And of course, I'm here to answer questions all day long. You know, I do trade, of course, but I do answer questions all day long, so feel free. Don't be shy. So that's why I wait. You know, PS looked interesting. Triggered initially over that 35. It popped up, but it came right back down. So remember I was saying I wanted to wait for a bid of 35, over 35. Didn't happen. So that's why I did not get into that one. You know, I said it, forget it, set it and forget it for the decade has not happened. So we'll be forget about that one for a while anyway. It's pretty simple, Alex. Let me just, do I have the multi-strategy window open? I don't think I have one open. I'll just open one right now. Yeah, I mean, it's no different from on an alert window. So right click, properties, actions, click to play sound, set up the sound, and then just choose text to speech. Now you better only assign one of them. You know, because if you start assigning text to speech to all your windows, you won't know which one to look at. So that's the only issue with this. Okay. Okay, Lee, if you're having an issue, you can always start a live chat, okay? I don't know why you're having an issue, but you obviously are. So just a second. And as somebody said, maybe check your spam folder. That happens. Just let me get you the homepage link. Okay, so if you go to the homepage, you can start a live chat with one of the guys, and they might be able to help you. They probably tell you the same thing, check your spam folder. All right, so that VNE is sitting right on the VWAP, I think. VNE 2255, 2259, so just a tad underneath. Well, I guess I was a little jumpy on the salt. This looks still interesting. Wow, Roan, night. Okay, have to admit, one very nice one from Holly this morning. 545 on the entry. Up 9% for Roan. Actually, a couple nice ones. Wow, SYNL, another nice one. What's the spread like? Yeah, not bad. 1775 on the alert. 1851, up 4%. Triggered in a couple of the different versions of Holly. Yeah, this kind of has a little bit of room down to the 920 level. I mean, it's sort of almost an RBI or GBI, green bar ignored on the daily chart. A little bit choppy weekly, but you can see this level right there. It takes that out 932. Look out. I'm not saying it's going to happen today, but you know, if it gets close to this towards the end of the day, watch this one tomorrow. It has a lot of room underneath CLF. All right, guys, Zixi triggered for me. Why did I put a trigger? Oh, all right, I wanted to see it clear that 8 level. All right. Sturkey, the developer recommends Safari. The latest version, though, all right? I think a lot of people, you know, if you have an iPad or something like that, there are people in the room, I know, saying, yeah, it works fine as long as you're using the latest version of Safari. Wow, look at salt. Too bad. We got a little jumpy around this area, but salt is definitely. Guys, I am in the Zixi, okay? Sorry about that. I was just answering that question. So where did I get it at? I got in at 811. 811 for the Zixi. ZIXI. No more than a whole number stop on it. And that's ZIXI. If I could remember how I found it. Where were you? I think of the basic new highs and lows. Yeah, I think it was just a simple basic new highs and lows. I can't remember if I put this in the shared folders, to be honest. I can't remember if I did that. Ah, look at salt. I feel pretty foolish later on. Yeah, Roan is awesome. I mean, 545 on the alert, 597 now. And the market, of course, is, yeah, now we're definitely making new highs up at that level. Still at this level, taking out the previous highs for the SPY. So who continues to make new highs on earnings. Look at all these bottoming tails here in the 15s. Sellers been trying like mad to knock it down, but the buyers say nope. They are still in control. Sure, make sure I didn't 634 view app. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a little bit longer. Doesn't break out soon. I'll just get rid of it. You know, guys, on the flip side of the IPOs, this one has not been good. GNLN 29 and the high. That was April 15th. That was the week of right here. So it actually, so April 18th was the IPO, hits 29. Look at it now. This has been slowly but surely just sinking. There's the low. I'm sticking an alert down here, 1739 or 1744, I guess. Now this SYNL from Holly, another really good one. A couple of very good ones. The design isn't bad either, and SYNL and Roan. V&E keeps teasing us right at that VWAP, 2258, still just hanging tough there, Yeah, a bit of a tough spread for the SYL, but definitely on the move here. All right, guys, I'm definitely, we have some cheaper ones from Holly today. Okay, I'm only going to give the 60 maybe another penny or so, then I'm just going to get rid of it. Yeah, I'm out of it. I'll keep an eye on it, maybe for a break over 8:15 later. All right, VNE guys, and it's getting closer and closer. It takes out that 2250. Ah, that's not shortable anymore for me. uh, that's telling me something. Yeah, I don't actually know what scan is. I think he was just talking about a top list of low float stocks around $1. Is that possible? I don't know if he actually put a scan in or just sort of said, keep an eye on those sort of stocks. I think I'm not 100% sure. All right, just kind of watching. Okay, CYOU starting to base a little bit here. It's had a tremendous run, of course, up 24%, but starting to base a little bit. Would have some room on the weekly to about that 2230 mark. And it looks about the same, 22 or so on the daily. So, and there's there's 200 days way underneath. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one, see if it bases a little bit more and starts to run again. Yeah, low float. Oh no, it's not a low float. Not an earnings play either. That is definitely, yeah, that looks like it's salt is over now. Yeah, it's a great move for SYNL. Triggered on two Hollies, I believe. Holly Grail, and Holly Neal. One moment, please. Look at Everbright, or Eventbrite, sorry, EB, not a bio. 2344. 2344 is the high of last week. Keep thinking it might want to take a, you know, if it can really get running. I mean, look at the void from 23 to 30. Void gap, sorry. People don't know what I'm talking about when I say a void. All right, guys, listen, I'm just going to, this is a public service announcement for our pro support staff. If you sign up for the test drive right now, you are pre-registering, all right? You will not get live data. It's amazing the emails we're getting. How come I don't have live data? You're not going to get live data until Monday. Next Monday. I don't know if it's May the 6th, Monday, May the 6th. All right, well, V&E is trying. No shorts, though, for me. That's the one, man. It's too bad. No shorts. Okay, guys, keep stocks only, okay? That's off topic, even if just for fun. Try not to jam up the rooms, okay? Okay, Zixi is getting a little more interesting again. The longer it holds this area. If it pops up to 815, I may hop back in it. All right, guys, I'm in a Holly alert. 1041 Holly Neo. The only where it triggered, or where it triggered, yeah, 1041 Holly Neo. The VNE is probably going to torture me today. I suppose I just should have taken a few shares just in case, but oh well. And if you're wondering why I'm not telling you what the stock is that I'm long in from Holly, it's not fair for those who pay for the premium service. Next week, I will be sharing it during the test drive, but not until then. So all I do is I just say, identify the Holly version it's in and the time. For those of you with the premium service, then we'll know, and you can make up your mind if you want to do the same thing. It's not a recommendation to do anything, just alerting you that's what I did. Holly Neo, the 1041 alert from Holly Neo. Wow, look at this run for ARQL. Yeah, actually, I don't mind talking now because it's quite past the alert. But Zine is an early a call. Two different Holly strategies. That's interesting. So strong stock pulling back, and also the float on, and it was also in the Holly Grail. And they triggered, and you can see right there, different entries. Strong stock pulling back from Holly Grail was at 1170 versus the 1180 in the Holly Neo. So slightly different filters, obviously. A big flush. Well, good for you. You got in there at that time. All right, guys. CYOU is definitely setting up a nice base here. Nice base. And these bottoming tails, the seller's been trying. A couple of topping tails here too. So the buyer's been trying. So right now, a little bit of limbo. Maybe not. If it gives up 20, it's probably it for a while. I have no thoughts on Tesla. It's too much of a news stock. I don't trade it. Tweet here, tweet there. I know the muzzle's been put on them, but I have had earnings 2 days ago, so of course it has serious room, but what's going to make it recover? All right, alert set for Zine, about 12:07. All right, guys, I'm put myself on mute just for a minute here. Yeah, V&E is still not really. Let's see if the shorts came back again. See if anybody's starting to cover at IB anyway. I mean, it just may not be dynamic enough. Yeah, CGC not showing up anywhere for me. Let's see. Yeah, I don't. Oh, the move. I thought you said news. Sorry, Mother Goose. Okay, CNSL. You too, Jillian. CNSL. This is at the lows now. 550 and 552. So this is just underneath. This is the one that I missed, I think, on that day right there. Starting to make new lows again, CNSL. All right, just watching, well, you know the one I'm in. If it doesn't move very quickly here, I'm just going to take an exit. The market is starting to move down a little bit here. It's one of those ones I don't really trust. Oh, keep an eye on OSUR. What sort of room? This has, yeah, this has a lot of room actually on a percentage basis. So that 950 level, OSUR, the volume is starting to come into it. What's the spread like for OSUR? Good spread, penny spread for OSUR. Yeah. So V&E guys, it's yeah, it's just not really budge that much. So I guess I'm not that upset about not getting those shorts. Trade of the week so far, guys. 30.39. So what did we hit a high 31? And you trade it the way you want to. Okay, so was halted because of news. It's now unhalted. The earnings, yeah, misses. So they've released early. Well, according to us, we have them releasing after hours, but I guess they released right now. There it is, right there. So they beat the estimate, but they missed on revenues, I guess. Lyft again having one of those days. Now, guys, CADE, C-A-D-E. Let's see, 78 million in the float, C-A-D-E. Here's the high, 2240 on that candle right there, in that 15-minute candle. So watch to see if it takes this out. Okay, now I'm going to stick, okay, I have the alert there. So now I'm going to see if I can just get over, say get up to about 2245, clear that high. Because, I mean, it's got a lot of room on the weekly. Right at that 200 day, right? That's the key. It's right at the 200 day. You guys remember that week, that day, came out with a fantastic, I guess, announcement about their test results on their drug. Never really recovered after that day. It was right there, that day right there. In fact, you notice it sold off. Got a high up there, but it sold off, and then it kept selling off. I think they did a financing either the next day or in the next several days, and then it's just fizzled. All right, so CYOU, a little bit whippy here. You can see right there, it actually got down below 20. Yeah, sticking a little around 2023, see if it takes that out and just starts to continue. All right, sorry guys. Interesting dialogue going on. You know what? If you're looking for a filter and we don't have it, don't blame the guys who are answering you and saying we don't have it. And I demand to speak to a manager. I want to reach through the computer and grab somebody. But I mean, come on. No, it's not even that. It's just, we don't have EMAs. It's that simple, and don't scream and yell at our guys and saying, I demand to speak to your manager because I don't believe you almost. Man. Boy, keep an eye on Chang Yu, CYOU, if it just breaks out of here. Yeah, Tatum's not doing anything though. Oh, I was wrong. It just took a little pop. Yeah, so the triangle is just, let me see if I can find one. So you see how that's at 53%? If that got to be 100, like maybe something else, let's say. Yeah, so it just starts to change colors when it gets over, say, 100, and then it becomes this color. I think if it got to be 1,000, it would become another color. I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, it's just a guide. You can see that it's blue if it's approaching 100. So if that became over 100, that would change to, I guess, that sort of purple color. That's all. It's just visual. I pay no attention to it. All right, guys. Sorry. So I am. Oh man, what a spread now for the CYOU. Is that right? Well, I hit the mid earlier though, before that spread. I may not have taken it. I got in at 2027. Okay, for the CYOU, and I'll just watch it really closely here. See if that spread can. See if Sohu and CYOU can continue here. I hate the spread now. It wasn't that bad. Okay, I got a trigger for ARA. What did I get for ARA? Oh, I think this is the, oh, that's right. This is the one that got just creamed a while back. Trying to come back over 7. I think that 715 is the high right there. So I think that's why I put a trigger for ARA. A price alert anyway. All right, I'm only going to give this CYOU just a little bit longer here. Well, in fact, oh, well, I put an order in earlier. Well, I got sort of lucky on that one. Keep an eye on it later on, but it's a little, I had a little scalp on it, but I wanted more than that, so. See if TM can get into the 440s. Riley, get the symbols in caps, please. Easier to follow, okay? Or not Riley, Relly. SILC, another leg down, well, not a leg down, but another low of the day. SILC. Now, EB now took out the high of last week, 344, so it's starting to move here well. The CYOU is right back up. Let's see what the spread is now. Yeah, one moment, please. All right, I'm back. So what I was just looking to see what the spread was like on the CYOU. Yeah, it's tightened up a bit here. Boy, lift is, well, lifting. Okay, so no take out of that 12, so I'm glad I waited. As opposed to Zyme, Z-Y-M-E, not N-E, so Zyme. If you can have a little bit of whip from pins, you know, again, have to take fewer shares, hang on through 32.26, you know, about a 50-cent drop there. So be prepared to put wider stops on these if you're trying to intraday trade. No, not bad, not bad. On a percentage basis, I'm getting happier with the TM. I like to see it get to the mid 40s, high 40s, and then maybe I'll take some out. But okay, so now you're really only the stock symbols in caps, everything else in lowercase. All right. Just put the stock symbols in uppercase so that it's easy to discern, you know, that you're talking about a symbol. That's all. Actually, Holly's had some good trades today. I mean, you can put the dollar, it won't make any difference, I don't think, but if you want to put the dollar, go ahead, but dollar sign, but as long as the symbols are in caps, crazy action on that salt, man. So guys, I'll be taking my break pretty soon. Trying something here. I forgot to keep an eye on, is it CNSL? Well, it's still, so the low is 550 from last week, so it hasn't really broken down that much more. A little bit more, but not much more. Another nice one from the Pitbull scanner, I think, CVTI. Pins continues. What a great IPO. I think it's surprising people. A lot in the float here, 154 million in the float. All right, guys, I'll be taking my break pretty soon here, so I'm going to have to watch this TM. Okay, just watching the TM. Like I said, I'll be taking my break in about 2 or 3 minutes, so I'm just trying to figure out if I want to take some of this off. And I'm talking about the TM. All right, guys, I have parceling out some of this at 445. Parceling, piecing, whatever. That's basically how I use Holly, guys. I use Holly as a watch list. No auto trading, no nothing, just use it again as a watch list. Some of the stocks that appear, you know, I just don't care about, but some I do, and the lower priced ones for sure, but they have to come from a good pattern, of course. I don't care which Holly. That whole notion of three Hollies is going away anyway. All I do is sort on ones that are up the most, risk on. That's all I do. Okay, in each one. That's why, you know, when I get back to one Holly, you know, I'll just have one window, just sort on the ones that are up the most. That's all I care about. I'll be honest, I never bought into the whole concept of the three Hollies, and one is a little bit not better, but more aggressive than the other. I mean, it may have been, but I never found. It's not like I said, okay, then I'll concentrate on Holly Neal all the time, or Holly 2.0, or Holly Grail. I didn't care. Just show me the ones that are up most, each one of them, and that's all I care about. They're all going to merge, exactly. Don't know when, but that's what they said on the last week's Q&A on Wednesday. That's what Dan said. So actually, that's not true. It came out in a marketing meeting. Maybe it actually sort of came out in the Q&A, talking about how Brokerage Plus was going to be kind of a little bit redesigned to more show all of the Holly alerts, perhaps, within Brokerage Plus. So anyway, it's all going to get to where I wanted it. All right, guys. So before I go, again, I just want to draw your attention to the. Now, here's all the subscriptions you can take out, but also the test drive. Test drive starts May the 6th. So if you sign up now, you are pre-registering, all right? You will not get live data until Monday, May the 6th. You'll start getting data at 7 in the morning. So this is a pre-registration for the test drive. We do it 4 times a year. So for those of you who are always asking us for free, you have free trials? No. But this is about as close as you're going to get. $8.99 for 5 full trading days. And that will be for our premium service, just as if you were a premium subscriber. Once the test drive is over, we don't put you into a subscription. When it's over, there's nothing for you to do. If you want to take out a subscription, obviously we'd love for you to do that, but we don't put you into one. Also, if you are a standard subscriber, you can also try us out. The premium, you'll get access to the premium service. Once the drive is over again, you'll go back to the standard unless you say, yeah, I want to upgrade. All right. Now I'm going to put this here. I know this is still a little bit kind of hokey, but figure out. So I'll be back at 12:30. Okay. Okay, so we'll see you at 12:30. But before I go, a little red bar ignored on the VNE, guys. Red bar ignored. Where are you? On the 15th for VNE. Now it's not like it's a super uptrend, but there's a red bar ignored on the 15s. Red bar ignored. So you might want to pay attention to that. All right.